In Booker T. Washington's Atlantic Exposition Address, Washington gave a speech in an attempt to motivate both whites and blacks from the North and South to cooperate and work together to provide a better future for all citizens of the United States of America. He used many rhetorical appeals throughout the exposition. Washington appeals to logic to alert the audience that blacks were not as meaningless as society had made them out to be, and that contrary to popular belief at the time, blacks did hold an important place in society. By doing this, he forces the audience to realize that blacks do make up an important part of the population. Parallelism. It is not strange that in the first years of our new life, we began at the top instead of at the bottom. That a seat in Congress or state legislature was more sought than real estate or industrial skill. Washington explains that as a result of being enslaved for so long, blacks were unaware of the way the real world operated. They had hoped for many things of a free life. Because of this, the only starting place for blacks were at the very top. Allegory and anaphora. Cast down your bucket. Cast down your bucket. Cast down your bucket. Washington uses this short parable to explain how much whites and blacks can gain from each other. He is able to emphasize the importance of the two communities working together by repeating, cast down your bucket. He encourages the communities to cast down their buckets in all things. In Martin Luther King Jr.'s address from the letter from Birmingham Jarrell, he uses many rhetorical devices throughout the letter as well. Throughout paragraph 14, he uses many pathos. King gives multiple examples of all of the injustices African Americans face on a daily basis in an attempt to provoke an emotional response from the clergyman. Logos. We have waited more than 340 years for our constitutional and God-given rights. He emphasizes that no progress has been made and how many do not care that the progress is not being made because they haven't experienced firsthand what the absence of these constitutional and God-given rights looks like. Anaphora. King repeats "when you" throughout the entire paragraph to explain what it is like to be an African American on a daily basis and all the atrocities that are committed to them daily. Juxtaposition. Segregation gives the segregator a false sense of superiority and the segregated a false sense of inferiority. In the TED Talk, In A Tale of Two Americas, a parable about the two paths an American life can take and a powerful call for reconciliation, Raisadan, a regular man from Bangladesh, overcame the injuries and racial stigma of brown people. Raisadan was attacked by a regular American, Strowman, for no other reason besides being foreign. Raisadan inspired greatness by succeeding in a society that did not want him to, and by being able to forgive those who persecuted him. If he could do it, a person who came from literally nothing, anyone can. That's what makes this story so great. He literally came from barely nothing and worked until he achieved his goal. Even though it wasn't the speaker's personal narrative, the story itself gives all individuals hope. In the TED Talk, How My Mind Came Back to Life, Martin tells a story about how he had lost the ability to move and to speak, and how he possessed no mental awareness at a young age. But in some miraculous miracle, he regained the ability to think and was able to free his life that was literally trapped inside his own body. Same basic principle. Body was degenerating. People thought he couldn't do anything. Mind was a potato. Stuck at it. Had a terrible life full of abuse and neglect, but overcame it and turned the lives of others around in the process. He gave them permission to see greatness for themselves. This is the man whose life has inspired the Will Smith starrer The Pursuit of Happiness. Physically abused by his stepfather as a child and placed in a foster home, Gardner's woes did not leave him even as he grew up to marry and be a father. As shown in the movie, Gardner struggled with homelessness while raising his kid. It was the strength of the lessons he learned from his mother that he went from rags to riches by tenaciously building himself to be the CEO. There is no disadvantage these personalities did not suffer on their journey from birth to where they stand today, but sheer tenacity, confidence, and hard work led them to the inspiring figures they are today.
I was 3 years old when you and I moved to the Chi.
In fact, the problems in his life are what inspired him to rap. Kanye suffered a severe car accident. It inspired him to come out with his first single, Through the Wire. When he changes perspective on his solutions to problems, they can help lead you to a ton of success. For Kanye, he feels that the limitations society puts on people can be opportunities to push the human race forward. I feel like all the words are in you. You're just blocking yourself. You're blocking your creativity. Society has put up so many boundaries, so many limitations on what's right and what's wrong, that it's almost impossible to get a pure thought out, he said. Kanye West took the risk of dropping out of college to focus on his passion, as he cut off all ends of retreat. Although he states he got A's and B's in school, Kanye's passion was in music and he was willing to give up the good to go for the great. This bold move even inspired the title of his first album, College Dropout. Kanye says that creative individuals need to stand up for their dreams and stop being pushed around. He also stated, "People don't stand up and protect their dreams. People are too scared of getting spoofed, in a way. Creatives have gotten beat up my entire life." He credits this to much of his own success. All of these men who dared to inspire greatness all did it in the same way. Though some did it intentionally and others subconsciously, they followed the formula for inspiring greatness. The formula is prove that your thoughts are original, be unorthodox, make people question who they are and why they do things, make them reflect on their life. You too can do your part and inspire greatness in those around you as well. All you have to do is follow 6 simple steps. Step number 1. Identify some personal struggle that you have. Step number 2. Overcome that struggle. Step number 3. Talk about what you did after you overcame that struggle. Step number 4. Tell your success story. Step number 5. Talk about how you turn your life around. And last of all, step number 6. Give instructions how everyone else can turn their life around as well. The application is self. Bob Marley once famously stated, "The greatness of a man is not measured in how much wealth he acquires, but in his integrity and his ability to affect those around him positively." The current crisis that we as people face today is the fear that we are not significant enough to leave our mark on the world, that people will not want to hear our stories. We have the wrong conception of what greatness is. Greatness is the ability of a person to impact the lives of others, no matter how big or how small. So let me leave you with these words from Marianne Williamson. Your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. So ask yourself, why do you insist on playing small? What is stopping you from letting your light shine? And what is keeping you enslaved by fear?